Earth, the planet that hosts billions of lives, is our only home. Yet, over the past few centuries, rapid industrialization and human activities have greatly impacted our ecosystems. Today, environmentalism is not just an ideology, it is a responsibility that every one of us must embrace. As we look around, it's impossible to ignore the visible effects of climate change, deforestation, and pollution. These are not issues that are far away or distant in time. They are happening right here, right now. Our planet is facing a series of unprecedented environmental challenges. Climate change is leading to more frequent extreme weather events, from devastating hurricanes to prolonged droughts. Rising sea levels are threatening coastal cities and even entire island nations. At the same time, deforestation is stripping our planet of the vital forests that regulate our climate and provide habitats for countless species. Forests act as the lungs of our planet, absorbing carbon dioxide and releasing oxygen. But each year we are losing them at an alarming rate. Consider this. About 10 million hectares of forests are lost every year. To put that into perspective, that's an area roughly the size of Portugal being wiped out annually. Meanwhile, global average temperatures have risen by 1.2 degrees since the pre-industrial era. A seemingly small number, but one that has massive implications for our climate systems. If current trends continue, we are on track to see more extreme temperatures, more natural disasters, and more environmental refugees displaced by these changes. It is not just the forests and the atmosphere that suffer. Our oceans are endangered too. Around 5 million tons of plastic waste enter the ocean each year, killing approximately 100,000 marine animals. The floating plastic in our seas forms massive garbage patches, one of which, the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, is now twice the size of Texas. Environmentalism is a global movement that aims to protect natural resources, restore ecological balance, reduce pollution, and develop economies sustainably. It promotes respect for Earth's ecosystems and seeks to reduce humanity's negative impact on the environment. Environmentalists believe that our future depends on the actions we take today. And it's not just a movement for activists, it's a movement for everyone. We are all stewards of this planet, and it is our collective responsibility to ensure it remains habitable for future generations. At its core, environmentalism is built on several key principles. First, there is the idea of sustainable development. This means developing economies and societies in a way that meets our current needs without compromising the ability of future generations to meet theirs. Second, is ecological protection, guarding our natural landscapes, forests, rivers, oceans, and the biodiversity that calls these places home. Third, resource regeneration. Rather than simply consuming the planet's resources, environmentalism advocates for regenerating and replenishing what we take. Finally, there is low-carbon living, a commitment to reducing our carbon footprints through changes in how we produce energy, travel, and consume goods. Environmentalism emphasizes reducing carbon emissions, promoting clean energy like wind and solar power, protecting biodiversity, and advocating for policies that support sustainability. It calls on governments, corporations, and individuals to act responsibly. While policy changes and corporate responsibility are critical, individual actions also play an important role. So, what can we do as individuals to contribute to environmental protection? In fact, every choice we make in our daily lives affects the environment. Here are some actions we can take to make a difference. 1. Reduce plastic usage. Plastic pollution is one of the most pressing environmental challenges today. By choosing reusable bags, bottles, and containers, and avoiding single-use plastics, we can significantly cut down on the waste we generate. 2. Conserve energy. Every time we leave lights on, overuse appliances, or keep electronics in standby mode, we're consuming energy unnecessarily. Switching to energy-efficient appliances and being mindful of our usage can help conserve valuable resources. 3. Opt for low-carbon transportation. Transportation is one of the largest sources of carbon emissions. By using public transport, carpooling, cycling, or walking, we can reduce our individual carbon footprints. And for those who drive, switching to electric vehicles can further help. 4. Join environmental organizations. There are countless local and global organizations dedicated to environmental causes. Whether it's participating in a community cleanup or supporting reforestation efforts, getting involved can have a lasting impact. 5. Purchase eco-friendly products. By choosing products that are sustainably sourced, biodegradable, or made from recycled materials, we can support businesses that prioritize environmental responsibility. Look for certifications like Fair Trade, Rainforest Alliance, or organic labeling to make more informed choices. Through these small changes, we can collectively reduce environmental pollution and help protect the planet's ecosystems. These steps may seem minor, but when multiplied by millions of people, they can create a ripple effect that leads to substantial change. Environmental issues know no borders, and the impacts of global climate change transcend geographic regions. The international community has already begun to act, with the Paris Agreement being a major step toward limiting global warming to below 2°C. However, much more needs to be done. Governments must not only commit to reducing emissions, but also hold themselves accountable for achieving these targets. At the same time, corporations must be incentivized to adopt greener technologies and business practices. Stronger cooperation between countries is essential to address these challenges. The solutions to climate change are complex and require coordinated global efforts. No single nation can solve this issue alone. We need international agreements that not only focus on mitigating the damage but also adapt to the changes that are already occurring. For example, rising sea levels will require massive infrastructure projects to protect coastal cities, and more resilient agricultural practices will be necessary to feed a growing population under shifting climate conditions. Every environmental choice we make is a step toward building hope for the future of our planet. Environmentalism is not just a movement, it's a lifestyle, a commitment we make to the earth. For ourselves and for future generations, let's work together for a greener, more sustainable future. Each of us has a role to play, whether through small changes in our daily routines or by advocating for larger systemic changes. Together we can make a difference. Protect the environment starting today.